Okay. Hello, friends. My name is Kathleen Whitehead. I'm going to channel tonight for you with the aspects of love. They are a group of beings who present their highest loving aspects for this channeling session. We appreciate you finding us, and we invite anyone who would like to make a comment or like or dislike whatever you wish, and subscribe if you wish. You're heartily welcome to join us. Thank you. I will start out with light language, and then there'll be a message followed by some more light language, and then questions. The light language is an energetic language that goes from their hearts through my heart to your heart, and you will receive whatever you need through their loving energy, which joins with all of us. Thank you again for being here. Those tonight, those who will find us later in human form, and those who are joining us in other forms. Amen. Tianana pate e Sukoya tamana isigete. Greetings, friends. We are here with you in joy, in love, in deep gratitude for the work that you are doing, for the choices that you have made to be with us or to be not with us, but doing the work that you are doing in transitioning to the new earth, to transforming the current earth into the place that the new earth, the new energies, the new loving world can thrive. We wish to talk with you this evening about miracles, magic, if you will, manifestation, all are the same thing. Sometimes when there is great upheaval and turmoil in the 3D world, as a normal human being, you can be weary of always being positive and hopeful and loving, and you can sort of lose your um, hopefulness, your confidence that it is going to be fine. We ask you at those times to seek a miracle. Ask for something small that you have been wanting, some little change, some little sign, something small, and then notice that indeed your wish has been granted. These things are available because you have the power to ask for them, to create them, to witness them. So in those times when your planet seems to be in drastic change and so many are losing hope, we ask you to find those miracles that will restore your hope. We know that you don't lose the entire hope, but sometimes there might be just a little tiny piece that says, I'm impatient. I'm tired of waiting. Is it really going to happen? Is it really going to change? Am I doing what I'm supposed to do? What what can I do? Yeah, we all humans have those little times where they may seem like really big times, but they're just pieces of hope just kind of not there. You're forgetting that all will be well. You're forgetting the promise that you hold in your heart, that you have chosen to be here at this time on your planet, that before your birth you decided, yes, I want to be here for the fun. And what your task is to love unconditionally, to be loved unconditionally, and to spread that energy of love into the collective, which then will counterbalance that appears not loving. As we have mentioned before, it is like a puzzle with all the different pieces that are necessary for the completion of the puzzle of the entire picture, which once you move into the new earth, you will begin to see that picture taking form. And with every puzzle, there are many colors, except that some of the really, really hard ones that are just repetitive and just don't go there. But in most puzzles, there's a big variety of pieces that have different colors and different hues and different shapes and everything. But each piece is necessary. You have probably had an opportunity at some time in your life to be completing a puzzle and one piece is missing. And it just completely messes up the look of it because that one little piece is missing. So you have your piece, so does every other being on your planet at this time have their piece of that puzzle, including the ones that are on the border, that have colors that are not as pleasant as the blues and greens and pinks and yellows. The ones that appear to be darker, they are part of the puzzle too. As we have mentioned, it takes every piece, it takes every actor in the play, in the movie. So as you see this puzzle, enjoy all of the different colors. Enjoy the pieces that have appealing shapes and sizes and placement in the puzzle. The ones that are slightly darker or are on the very edge, they're necessary too to complete it, but don't focus on those that are not pleasant. And when there is the time that you try to put your puzzle piece in and it just doesn't seem to fit, and you question, am I doing the right thing? Is this really going to work? Is this puzzle going to come together? Is this piece of the puzzle from another puzzle and it's never going to fit? That is your um, momentary darkness, but they're there for you to remind you that there is light. They're there to remind you to push that love out and to everyone and continue on your job. We ask you to ask for those little miracles that remind you that that piece of the puzzle, if you wiggle it just in the right way, it will fall into place. There is beauty coming. We love you so very much. We ask you to ask us when you need something, or ask any being that you feel akin to. If it's trees, if it's grass, if it's animals, if it's ETs, if it's ascended masters, whatever, because really we're all part of the same being. So you're asking your, we don't really like the word favorite, but your special kinship with whomever, and they have the power, as you have the power, to create those miracles and help you with the miracles that you wish to experience. We love you. We are in deep gratitude for you. We want to assure you that changes are coming, are necessary. The upheaval is not quite done, but just hold on, be hopeful, and remember your hope. We will gift you now with some of our language, our love in the form of the energy of light. Nezi saikaiti te nematia takashe sata nia na hiketia petia na na kete shikata ha lanya dayata te sky nahieta pekete te tinia patatai ha niana take tutia namasokate ha. We ask you now if you have questions that you would like to pose to us.
I have a question.
Thank you.
Yes, this week, in the the Roman Catholic Church, there was a transition. The Pope passed from this life, and I'm wondering. I have a couple of questions. One is, what do you all call it when someone dies of their human body or their mortal body, and is that person's spirit going to be part of the aspects of love? Will they join with you?
We call it in your language a reunion, a welcoming home, a welcoming to the aspect that is not burdened with a physical density of a body, but we welcome with open arms. We welcome every being who transitions. Some are not quite ready to be welcomed. They might be confused, or they might feel like they're not quite ready. They might, if you think of a ladder, they might enter on the first or second rung and kind of wait in line until, but they're welcomed on the very first rung. This gentle soul was the epitome as much as he possibly could be of a loving soul, a loving heart. It will be his choice as he joins in the reunion. We see a party, frankly. We see a party of those who are like him, who are full of love, and there's a lot of hugging and a lot of spiritual hand holding and whatever, because we can say this was a job well done to the best of his ability. One of the things that you might notice with some of the transitions that have happened is the things that are said about the life that they led. You saw that with a former president, uh, Jimmy Carter. The way they were remembering him was by the kindness, by the life that he led. This Pope led a life of similarity. He was honest, he was kind-hearted, he did not cling to the trappings of the papacy. But he is welcome to be, because the 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 group that is joining you can be any being who presents with their deepest aspect of love.
Mhm.
So this Pope, this beautiful, loving being, is welcome, but it is always his choice. If you would like to invite him to join, do so. Does that complete your question?
That's profound. I love that. So, okay, so that brings up a different question. Is Jimmy Carter an ascended master?
What is an ascended master? So if every being has the capacity to bring their most loving aspect, and every being is part of the one, couldn't every being present with their ascended master qualities? So, ascended master is a very general term. So, for you, an ascended master might be, uh, I don't know, but a lot of people call the Christ an ascended master, the Buddha, then ascended master, just different ones, many archangels, many different beings, but there are also ascended masters who are from other planets, from other dimensions. But you ask for an ascended master to guide you, to love you, to to show you, to teach you. This, yeah, it is our understanding that that is what you would go to an ascended master and cherish an ascended master for their example, for their love, for their teaching. So why not? I would assume that Jimmy Carter and others like him we do not know their names. We do not know their names. But they have the ability to give example and give guidance and give you messages and so forth. But it might be your mother, or it might be your great 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 grandmother that you've never met. But you've heard stories and of their life, and you emulate them. So yes, he can be an ascended master, but we do not exactly have categories. This one has risen to ascended master. This one cannot.
Mhm.
It's all, they're all part of the same being. They all have aspects. Some have very strong teacher aspects. Some have very strong scientist aspects. So when you ask for an ascended master, you probably want a particular type of guidance. Is that not true?
True. Yes.
So if you would like to have guidance and certainly example from a Jimmy Carter or a Buddha or a Christ or a Pope Francis or any being that you admire, it qualifies for you. Does that make sense to you?
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
You're most welcome. You're most welcome.
I've one other question. Earlier, when you were talking, you used the phrase that for me is like a quotation from someone considered a saint, Julian of Norwich, I guess. She was a nun in the 1500s. But the phrase was, all will be well. And her phrase goes on to say, and all manner of things shall be well. And I wonder if Julian is with you.
Those words came from some source. We do not look at individuals in this group. You might think of a big group of hearts, because hearts are the symbol of love. So if a lot of hearts are together and they form this group, they don't have their identity. They just show their love. And of course, they give words to our channel here, and they can use the words that she has in her vocabulary, but they can put them together in whatever way. We don't see them as this category of 15th century nuns and this category of current popes and
Mhm.
this category. We see them all as hearts joining together, and our channel asks for messages that are helpful and healing and important for the group. So
Thank you.
that person is here as the heart because everyone can put their highest aspect of love into this group. Some do not wish to, but everyone is welcome.
Thank you. I will continue to ask for miracles.
Oh, please, please. And if that is your person, your miracle person, assign that as the person that you ask, and consider her an ascended master, but also consider her a heart of love
Okay.
above
Thank
all
you.
else.
Yes. Thank you.
Is there another question?
I have a question. We have mathematics here on Earth, and sometimes it's referred to as the universal language. And I'm wondering if math is not only something that is earthly, but does mathematics exist and make sense in the spiritual, non-physical realm?
There are mechanisms that are guided by systems. We're going to call math a system.
Okay.
And so the math is part of the overall system that is the entirety of the beingness that is universal.
Okay.
So it is very important and it is well known and it exists in other realms, we will say, but it's your math is advanced to a certain place. Another realm, math, may be advanced to a lesser place or a higher place or a more expanded place. So yes, math is part of the language of the system.
Okay.
There are other languages. There's frequencies and energies and all sorts of different things. We see the system from your standpoint as a huge system of gears or pulleys
Mhm.
and all kinds of mechanical things. And behind that is the math that was used to create those systems. So yes, math is part of it, but there's much more to be discovered, let us say.
Mhm.
That was that sufficient for you?
Yes, it was. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Is there another question?
So if I were to pass on, I still have to do math.
That will be your choice. If that is the expertise that you wish to bring to the entire system,
Mhm.
then perhaps that will happen. Our channel does not wish to do accounting, so
There you go.
Mhm.
we enjoyed that question, and we understand from your perspective of the trials and tribulations of learning things that you do not see as necessary. And of course, that is part of the foundation that would bring the higher level maths into existence into, but you don't, that sounds like that is not your choice of ways to create your magic. So you do
Mhm.
not have those in your creation. But there might be tools, but there might be others who find math the most interesting thing, and they find their magic through that process.
Mhm.
Does that help you?
Oh yeah, it's interesting. It's very interesting. Um, and I have a relative who's a math teacher, and you know, I'm just like, I have no idea how you can do that. So that's all. Different. We all have
And
different talents.
there are things that you are able to do that others are not able to do. You have chosen at your incarnation for this particular um, lifetime. You, in other lifetimes, which are simultaneous, but you've learned things. You have picked up skills, we'll call them, expertise. And consider a big bag of all the different things that you've learned, and many of those things you will bring no matter what.
Mhm.
Uh, but you can go into that bag and say, "Oh, I think I want to use math. No, I don't want to use math. I'm going to put that away. But I want to use my artistic abilities, or want to use my reading or my singing or whatever. But I don't want to use math this time. I did
Mhm.
that and it was that much fun." So just think in terms of you get to choose all the different kinds of things that you wish to bring into this lifetime
Mhm.
to use as your tools. But remembering that you have access to everything because you have other lifetimes and you're all part of the same being. So have fun with the tools you have chosen.
Thank you.
Is is that helpful?
Yes, yes, thank you.
Is is there another question? Well, our channel is getting tired,
Mm.
so we will gift you with our light language for this session, and thank you for being here and for your lovely questions. Ne ne ne. Mana ya tatai ke te ya tata e te te e te te. Na 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 e te la la ya te. Shkete aneama.